Shalom. Before we get started, as always, we want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone where we learned this truth. We coming out here another Saturday to prophesy the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America. And as always, it's a lot going on by the way of prophecy. Okay, the United States and China are supposed to be having a meeting today because of these tariffs that are ruining everybody's lives. People don't understand that this is the will of the Heavenly Father to crush this economy. Okay, to put this place in a messed up state, because it was prophecy that America was going to thrive. So just like it was prophecy that America was going to thrive, it's also prophecy that this place is going to crumble. Yes, it's going to be destroyed, but before it's destroyed, the economy is going to crumble. There's going to be a famine. There's going to be more pestilence. And look, it's been natural disasters, earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, so this is one of the things that the Lord is doing to this place, crushing the economy. Now, they're going to have a meeting today and people are hoping for the best. Man, hopefully things go back to normal, they go back to normal. Well, even if they tell the people that the meeting is going good, prophecy is still going to come to pass. They can say, oh, we got another 10 years before we got to worry about tariffs, and people are going to think that we're going to be here till 2035 and 2040. Well, who's in control? Okay? The one that's in control is Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. This is the will of the Lord. And Trump is not pulling the strings. Everybody think, well, let's see what mood Trump wakes up in the day to see if he's going to write a new executive order. You think he got that much power? Come on, that's not even a real elite. The real elites, they're not even on the Forbes list. Because Jacob like, well, damn, you saying the Rothschilds is the most powerful family, but we don't see them in the top 10. They don't got to be. That's what you dumbasses to make you feel good. Yeah.
You got the illuminated ones. Isaiah, the 14th chapter, speaks about them, okay, being the Luciferians, which you Christians say Lucifer is the spiritual demon Satan. No, the Luciferian people on the earth are the illuminated ones. That's what the word means. Meaning that they have the ancient knowledge. They have the understanding of the knowledge of good and evil, you know, and they hide themselves. That's why it's common knowledge about the Illuminati. All right, they have parts of the truth, and they're able to deceive the masses of the people because they know the truth. So they mix the truth in with a bunch of lies. Okay, on contrast, you got the right-hand Luciferians, which are the elect. We're in the know on the right-hand side. We have this ancient wisdom, we have the prophecies, we have the dark sayings, the mysteries of the scriptures to tell you your future, to tell you the future of Babylon the Great. In the left-hand side, these elites, they have that, they got the knowledge as well to do evil, okay? And they get their counsel after this spiritual demon Satan. So I just wanted to say that. And the Bible actually says that these people are the man of iniquity, the man of sin, that cometh after the workings of the spiritual demon Satan. So they come as the adversary, okay?
That's right. And then just look at everything going on in the world. That's why everybody's starting to get scared. You know, my brother posted a video on that Hopeful Elect 3 channel talking about things going on in the world. It was a nigga saying this too, by the way, in the clip. He said, people can have fun, but why y'all having so much fun that you don't know what the fuck is going on? This is a nigga. He in the world. He said, it's cool to have fun, but at least know what's going on around you. And mind you, he ain't even in the truth. So if a random nigga is starting to see that, come on now, you can't see, look, what's happening with India and Pakistan is huge. Those are two countries with tremendous nuclear capability, okay? This is the war to end all wars, okay? People keep saying, what happens if America gets hit with a bomb? What happens if America gets hit with a bomb? Well, you're gonna be their front row and center. You're gonna be their front row and center. Where you going?
You know, everybody likes to use the excuse of all the rumors of war. It's just a rumor of war.
Just a rumor.
Well, the scripture, the prophecies say that the Most High will assemble the nations to war.
That's right.
Okay, gather the troops to the valley of, you know, to pretty much the end of the world. So, like the brother said, it's just another step closer to what? Armageddon. You know, the valley of troops. You know, the third world's woe, destruction.
And we're gonna be touching on a little bit of that today. Also on how Esau has made this a cash king for him. Babylon the Great. It's made these devils rich, extreme wealth from this place. Okay, we know how the devil got this wealth. Number one, free labor, slavery. You know, free labor got them devils still rich from the 1900s to 1800s. They made a ton of money. I was looking at George Washington the other day, and they said that he had a working farm. I mean, he had slaves. These devils use all kind of different names. Colonize, when they go and take somebody's land. You know what I mean? We're gonna just go colonize the place and go just kick everybody out, take their land, and force you to be under their subjection. You know? Can we get that that Jeremiah 49 Bible show? To 31.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 31. Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation that dwell without care, saith the Lord Yahweh, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone.
Yeah, the wealthy nation. That's talking about Babylon the Great. You know, because you can look on Google and see what country has the most finances, what country has the strongest military. Okay, what country is doing the best? And it was Babylon the Great until all this stuff started to happen, which is by way of prophecy. But it said that it doesn't have walls or bars. It's not hard to get over here. Issachar get over here all the time. Trump got 5 walls up, people watching the border. It's not hard to get over to Babylon the Great. They call it the land of unwalled villages. You know, so when these troops start to come over here, all bets are going to be off. The sleeper cells are going to be walking around, kicking in doors, taking wives from their husbands and then killing the husband, taking the kids. You're going to realize you put your whole life into this place to be prosperous, to do well, and you're going to lose it just like that. Esau's going to lose it just like that, because this is Esau's baby right here. This made Esau a ton of money, which came out of Great Britain, by the way. You know? And that's what the Declaration of Independence was about. America had to get away from Spain, France, and the French. They had 3 wars to cut them off so they can maximize their profits. But it's all come to an end. They thought this place was going to just run forever, and they're going to continue to build McDonald's on every corner, put liquor stores in the ghetto. You know, the Arabians thought they could keep pitching tent over here, setting up businesses. The Lord is shutting everything down. Everything's coming to a halt. You know, it's all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, and like I said, even if that meeting don't go well today, I mean, even if it goes well today, prophecy is still going to take place. Because they can tell you that, all right, you don't have to worry about another tariff to 2050. You really think we're going to be here that long? If you do, you got to check your faith. You need to read more. Because we're not. Look up. Be vigilant. Prophecies is coming every day.
If you see, hey, the Lord said it in Malachi 1. Though Esau, the so-called white man, though he build, I will throw down. So that's a part of the movie. That's a part of the scripture that these people will try to be building at the same time as a empire falling. But, you know, the Most High is going to throw it down. Plus, if you understand the Heavenly Father Yahweh, as he told Pharaoh, I'm going to raise you up for my own benefit to magnify myself, to show my strength to the nations. So the Lord, if you understand how he works, he likes to build people up. He likes to get you fat. He likes to, give you a little bit of motion before he bring you down. You know, that's the best way to bring your enemy down. Let him, right when he think he made it or he escaped. Oh, that's over with. I done moved to Chicago. You nigga go to lay down and then what? It's a nigga standing over him at 2 a.m. in the morning. Take him out. That happened to one of my uncles that was living major drug dealer for years. Got caught up to him as he got old. Now he comfortable. He moved into an apartment. He didn't have mansions and shit. Then the Lord take him out. And it was crazy how the Lord got him too, But
nigga from his past.
Yep.
And it's a reason why the apostles say this is supposed to be #1 priority in your life. You start to see now that none of this matters around us. None of this folly. Because that's all this shit is folly. They want to talk about Rodney Hinton. He killed a cop because his son died. Who gives a shit? That doesn't matter. They throw out distraction after distraction. What they gonna say next week? Somebody saw Michael Jackson at the store? They literally come up with every distraction to keep you in La La Land. Okay, when real prophecy is taking place. And then they're gonna start a race war too. It's not just World War III, it's gonna be a race war. Like I said, famine and pestilence is gonna be several things that take place. It's not just one plague and then 10 years later another plague, and then everything's gonna be happening in a snowball effect. It's gonna be happening very quickly. Can the brother get that Ezekiel 28, 4 to 5?
4 and 5. This is Ezekiel 28, verse 4 and verse 5. Behold, you are wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that
What'd you say?
Ezekiel 28, 4. Oh, my bad. Sorry, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Ezekiel 28 and 4. With your wisdom and your understanding, you have gained riches for yourself and gathered gold and silver into your treasuries.
Yeah, and these devils have gotten rich. Have gotten rich. And keep going down because I'm gonna touch on it.
By your great wisdom and trade, you have increased your riches,
Right.
and your heart is lifted up because of your riches.
Yeah, and it brings up in Ezekiel 28:5 the traffic. You know, what traffic is it talking about? Trade. You know, because America makes a ton of money off of trade, off trading with these nations. Okay, they said that they had a council. China had a council, a ship that had 12,000 tons of pork. Well, y'all niggas ain't supposed to be eating it any goddamn way. That's a blessing. You know, that's a blessing. They canceled $12,000, 12,000 tons of pork. Imagine in dollars how much that is. Imagine in dollars. Okay, they're gonna cancel clothing that's supposed to be shipped over here. They told the workers in China to go back home for a couple weeks until they figure this shit out. You know, so they're gonna be feeling it over there too. It's over for this economy. You know, America has made so much money off of slave labor. Like I was going into in the beginning. That's what that scripture's talking. You know, it goes into how they got their riches. Number one, slavery. Okay, the transatlantic slave trade. They brought thousands of us over here, and we millions, under nasty conditions. We were sleeping under the ship, urinating on ourselves, defecating on ourselves. It was all kind of pestilence. They barely fed us, and when they did feed us, it'd be something like gruel or scraps. You know, so we was dying. We was dying on them ships. You know, and they thought that they would always have us in that state, but we didn't woke up. Now the Lord is bringing it. This place is going to be destroyed by way of World War III and those missiles.
That precept you just had me get, that links up with James 5:1. Probably need to. I was gonna get it. I'm just kind of looking for this precept of what we just went into. But oh rich, I would say, how like pretty much cry out, ye rich men, because your riches are corrupted. And the so-called white man's true riches have been the children of Israel, not the money system. The money system was created for you peons to be in debt to it, to be in slavery to it, while you build up the so-called white man's kingdom for free. Because it's not real money. And he can sit at the top of the pyramid while you got a fucking poor class or middle class, and he's getting ready to wipe out the middle class. So you people have built up the so-called white man's kingdom for free. You Latinos, you so-called Negroes, you coon-ass Latinos. You know? As if America is your rest. You're in captivity in America. All right? And you're so dumb you don't even know it.
That's right. Can we get Jeremiah 50 in 9 minutes? Start at 9, go to 12, off the show. Yeah.
Just make sure you get all the meat off the bone.
God.
You know what I mean? Before you jump to scripture.
And just the last thing I was going to say, James 5, his riches are corrupted. This is why we out here. Because the Israelites, the Lord said, Revelation 2:9, that we are rich. Even though we're in poverty, we're oppressed. Because we are the kingdom to come. We are we represent the earth going back to its a paradise state. A perfect ending, you know? So that's why this devil is collapsing his shit. His economy. Because it doesn't matter anymore. We got this truth. You know? The people of God are exposing the so-called white man. And this place is being brought down via the prophets.
That's right.
Jeremiah 50.
Start at 9, go to 12, off the show.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves
In the North Country, because it's starting off, you're going to have Russia. Russia being a superpower with their nuclear capability now. China is good with nuclear capability. So these nations are gearing up for war right now. And if you got eyes to see, World War III is pretty much already started. You know, if you got eyes to see, World War III is pretty much in the beginning stages right now. Everything is coming together. Everything is coming together. And it's going to start off in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Yeah, Yahweh's judgment. Right over there in the Middle East.
and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Yeah, and the arrows. You know, let's talk about the nuclear missiles. None shall return in vain, so when they get shot to their target, they're not going to miss. You know, it's not like they shoot 3 and then hopefully one hit China, one hit Korea, and then the other one just fall into the ocean. No, they're going to hit the target. It's the Lord's will that this place is destroyed. Okay?
Let me get a scripture on that.
And you an arrow, and I literally opened here. I wasn't even looking for here, and it's speaking about the arrow. And you got it. I'm gonna just read what it says. It says, Zechariah 9:14. Then the Lord Yahweh will be seen over them, and his arrow will go forth like lightning. The Lord Yahweh will blow the trumpet and go with the whirlwinds from the south. That sums up the whole day of the Lord, the day of salvation. Those missiles being shot off, and the host of heaven, which are the angels, what you people ignorantly call UFOs, are going to cover the sky and deliver the elect. All in that summary, and that's only one. Okay? The arrows represents the modern day arrow, which is the nuclear missiles. Because the scriptures speak about that. You know, the warheads, you know, one arrow being shot from one end of the earth to the next. You know?
That's right.
You got it.
There's Joel 2, starting at verse 6. It says, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. This is talking about the arrows. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks.
Shit.
Yeah,
Just we on that.
Yeah, breaking their ranks. Because when they shoot those missiles out of the silo, okay, those missiles are programmed to go to a destination, and they don't stop until they hit their mark, right? So when these other nations, when they send thousands and thousands and thousands of missiles over here to America, they're all going to come in one sequence, right? That's why it says they're not going to break their rank, meaning that you're not going to have some arrows that go to Spain, some arrows that you know take a detour and turn around. You know, all the arrows are going to go straight to their mark, right? Which is America, Babylon the Great. That's why it says they shall not break their ranks, and it's going to come into the house of what does it say? Damn. Yeah, they shall climb. Yeah, that wasn't what I read, but yeah, you get it though. You know what I mean? The arrows are coming here to America, man.
I got to read it back.
Destroy the bloody city.
Habakkuk 3 and 6 and 5. Before him went the pestilence. That's that seventh plague, the pestilence, which the missiles, the arrows, and burning coals went forth at his feet. This is the same thing. This is a different way to explain how the Lord's going to return. He's going to enter the earth atmosphere, and it's going to be like a smoky ass cloud behind those arrows. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow low. His ways are from everlasting. Oh, here it is. Okay. The sun and the moon, this is 11, stood still in their habitation, and the light of thine arrows, at the light of thine arrows they went, at the shining of thy glittering spear. You know, because ancient world arrows were used for war. Okay, technology advanced, knowledge was increased. That's the prophecy. In the end, knowledge would increase, and now we have arrows that are fueled by propulsion of fire. Isaiah the 9th chapter. So the nuclear missile is nothing but a revised image of what? The ancient world arrow or bullet. The bullet is the same thing. It's a modern day projectile. So they call it a glittering spear. They have warheads. You know. Yeah. Thou didst march through the land in indignation and judgment. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Yeah, those missiles. The brothers gave you a parable of the missiles being likened unto in rank. That's like an army, you know. So hey, yeah, these are the weapons of the Most High's judgment upon you people. It's a quick cleanse, you know.
This is the end game.
Yep.
End game.
End game.
And it took these devils years to build what you see today. America didn't just become great overnight. Okay, they spent 12 months preparing the military, building up the buildings. It took a long time. And the Lord's going to take this place out in 1 hour, showing you the power of the Heavenly Father. It would take tremendous power. No other nation can take this place down in 1 hour. You know, let me take that back. The Lord's going to use the other nations to take this place down in 1 hour. But it's up to Heavenly Father that they're able to have that capability. The Lord put it in their mind to build these missiles. You know?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil.
Chaldeans talk about Babylon. Can you get that word spoil, Bob Shaw?
I got it.
Jeremiah 50:2.
You want it out the blue letter?
Yeah, call it. Blue letter.
You get there faster, bro. My shit be glitching. Good phone.
15.
2.
And I'll be ready next time. I'll just move it on. Blue letter ain't shit.
All right, yeah, it's spoil. Spoil, shalal in the Hebrew. It says prey, plunder,
Pray. That's what I wanted to get.
gain, booty, spoil of war. Yep.
Spoil of war. And it brought up prey. That's the point I wanted to get right there. Prey. This place is going to be a prey to all these other nations. Imagine seeing a piece of steak sitting in front of you. You can't wait to get it. You can't wait to tear it up. Well, that's what America's going to be to these other nations. These people, these other nations are going to tear this place up. And even if they hesitate to push that red button and shoot the missile, imagine they thinking about it at the last minute. What the Lord did when Noah was thinking about opening that door up, the Lord closed it. The Lord closed that door just like if they, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna push it. The Lord could just push the damn button, have the button get pushed. It's nothing. It's not like the Lord's all right. How we gonna get in there? We gotta get past 5 doors, and at the 6th door we're gonna be able to. Nah, the Lord can do it just like that, and that's what's gonna happen. This place is gonna be prey to the other nations, and they're gonna devour their prey. And guess what? After they devour their prey, they're gonna get put in slavery by us, the heathens. But it's prophecy.
And all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my inheritance.
Esau, they destroyed our heritage. They said that we're black. We're not Israelites. You know? They say Issachar is Mexican. They didn't tell us about high holy days. We didn't learn about high holy days till we came in the truth. We were celebrating stuff like Christmas. You know? They tried to destroy it so much. Yahushua was a white man. Caesar Borgia. They tried to destroy it so much, they never wanted us to wake up. So the fact we woke up was like, how the hell did this happen? They counted the cost for everything that was carnal. They never looked at the spiritual aspect. The spiritual aspect is of us waking up, building back the house of David. Okay? The 12 tribes being reunited through the Spirit. You know?
That's right.
And what did it tell you in Judges 5 and 11? We rehearse the righteous acts here. Are we going to be perfect? No. But we're showing the Lord that we're putting that foot forward to at least try. Look at what Jake is doing today. Jake's smoking the blunt right now, committing adultery. You know, it seems like you can't even get a woman now unless you commit adultery.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I'm like, damn, being righteous is frowned upon. You know?
Yeah, you can't really, the woman don't want you if you're not willing to commit adultery because she got a dude, she got a house nigga, like a dog somewhere, and she's free to just have as much sex and cheat as she wants. So if you don't come in that spirit, like I don't give a damn if you got a man. They don't want nothing to do with you. Cause they already got 5, 6 niggas on the payroll. So you being a righteous man, okay, and you're not trying to get in that mix, get judged by the Heavenly Father, they're not really dealing with that. And that's you faggot ass simps faults. That's you bitch ass, dumb ass, weenie ass niggas that don't know anything. That's your fault.
That's right.
You know? You allow that shit because you so fucking bitch made and you got your fucking head all up these women's asses, man.
Yeah, just like that video, old boy took the girl to say bye to her ex.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Go say goodbye. That's completely off. Completely. You go commit adultery in front of me, and I'll turn a blind eye and a deaf ear. Come on now, this place is a joke.
And he received her with open arms when she got back to the car,
Yep.
saying, it's okay, baby, and kissing her. And she's crying about the last man.
That's why the Most High he gonna kill you simps. All right, you simps are gonna get caught up in these famines, in these wars, these civil wars, these race riots, the nuclear missiles. The Lord got judgment for you wicked ass niggas. Because the Most High getting ready to set the earth back in order. All right, when He bring His indignation to this earth and these great troubles, you people gonna want to get in fucking order. And you gonna shut your ass up. You gonna shut the fuck up. Because all you wicked ass people got an opinion right now. Your opinion ain't gonna matter when your ass is, when you see your child on the ground dead. You stupid motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. But a lot of these women, they had a broad talking about, I will work for shelter. A brother posted. She was talking about, I'll work for shelter. I just need somewhere to stay. They starting to realize, man. They starting to get a survival mode.
Yep.
Because ye are grown fat as the heifer.
They
at
grown fat.
grass.
They're growing fat by what I was talking about earlier, by way of slavery. They're growing fat, meaning they got a lot in abundance. Okay, money. You know, the elites is rich. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, they don't got to work a day in their life. They work at just being wicked. Okay, let's poison the food supply. Let's spray over here with chemtrails. That's their job. When you think of a 9 to 5, you think about you go to a factory, you a mechanic. Their 9 to 5 is literally how can we destroy the earth more? How can we persecute and come and oppress the Israelites more? That's literally on the agenda for the day. Okay, we got executive order. Trump just said he gonna come with an executive order. He gonna get the game bangers out the hood. You know, who you think that's really for? They don't give a shit about. That's for us.
Well, there ain't no Moabite. There ain't no Moabite gangbangers.
Yeah.
And if there are, you know, they're Israelites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all centered around coming after you tribes, and we've been telling you that, man. It ain't like this is something that this shouldn't even be foreign news. We told you that eventually the devil was gonna switch on you niggas. Okay, he was gonna start taking away your little liberties, and then he's just gonna come out with an all-out assault on us as a nation once again, because that's what Nero did.
Yep.
And you know, through the spirit, brothers is saying that Donald Trump is Nero, which I truly believe it. You could go on Chat GPT and put the comparisons between Emperor Nero and Donald Trump. It's a splitting image, man. They're literally the exact same nigga. And my bad. And what Nero did, okay, towards the end of his reign, he blamed the Israelites, right? He came after them hardcore. He started coming up with all sorts of lies, and he started playing on people's emotions, right? He started throwing big festivals and big ass fucking Coliseum games. It was all to point that, you know, pretty much redirect the narrative towards you tribes and say that you tribes are the real terrorists. And you do got some of our people that are in the hood and the projects that don't want to get right. And, you know, that's one thing I do agree with Donald Trump. Get them niggas out of there.
Get them niggas.
You know what I mean? Get them wicked scoundrel niggas, because they ain't good for nothing but shooting up the community and whatsoever, you know? But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just the gang members. It's going to go from, okay, a gang member to just regular Joe Smo, Negro, Latino, and Native American. A nigga that ain't never been to jail, no criminal record, but he posted sensitive content online. So we're gonna come kick in his door and haul him off the same way we would do a violent criminal. You know?
Where the so-called white man been playing by the same playbook for centuries. The so-called C to the I to the A. What did they do? What did they do over there in the East? They created this is common knowledge. They created the Taliban. They created ISIS. They created the gangs. Why? To categorize the people. And then what happened over there in Afghanistan? They create those groups, fund them, give them weapons. Then they go over there and go to war with them. All right, to justify them coming into the land, rape, robbing, and murdering it. Right? And then what do? They start hitting the everyday average people. Yeah. In the name of what? Democracy. When really they just, hey, the thief cometh but to steal, kill, and destroy. Same person who created the gangs, the Bloods and the Crips. And that's what you dumb, stupid niggas don't understand. Okay, red and blue are Masonic colors. All of the hand gestures you throw up are Masonic hand gestures. Okay, you don't even know that. You know?
Niggas ready to die for that.
Even Ice Cube came out with the song, they give us guns and drugs. How you think all these little pea-head niggas get these guns and switches and the chemistry to cook up the fucking drugs? So who's really the criminal on a bigger scale? The so-called white man, you know? The Edomite man, according to the Bible.
Because ye are grown fat. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 11. Beginning at the end, starting at the end of the verse. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer, at grass, and bellow as bulls.
Right, and I went into that earlier. How the elites have grown rich, okay? They're growing rich, number one, off slavery, all that free labor, you know? And people want to gloat about, oh, Harriet Tubman, she helped. But in fact, she was doing the bidding of the elites, man. She just moved the slaves from one part of the country to the other part. I think it was from the south to the north or something, or the north to the south, if I'm not mistaken. But she was just doing the bidding of the elites. If you think about it, the elites would never raise up somebody that was righteous, ever. You know, did we have a King David day? You know? Do they have a Yahweh Shai day? They would never put, do they have an Apostle Peter day? They would never do that. I mean, that was a real righteous man. They're not about to do that shit.
A lot of them activists, they're Freemasons.
Yeah.
Rosa Parks and all them motherfuckers. Why do you think they even get the main stage in the first place? Right? You people are gonna find out at the end, man, that all your little leaders, they were all paid off. Martin Luther King was the biggest one. All right? On his goddamn Wikipedia, man, it tells you the small hat, they wrote that I Have a Dream speech. Okay? They were his handlers. So all of these people that the black community, they glorify, and he did something for us, and you gotta be like Jackie Robinson, you gotta be like fucking Michael Jordan, you gotta be, these are people who stood against the system and fought back against tyranny. Well, at the end of the day, all them niggas, their whole thing was, I wanna be like the white man. Rosa Parks just wanted to be like the white woman. You know what I mean? Because if she was a real, she was somebody that was really down for her nation, she would have got off the bus all the way. Yep. She would have said, I'm not sharing a bus with you Edomites. Yeah. No, she just said, I'm not moving to the back. She want to be with, you know what I mean? So all of your leaders, they've never been stand-up people. They just been motherfuckers that just fought to be included, man.
Really, this what period was that called? What they
segregation?
Segregation, yeah, they were all set up, and every last one of them got pictures of them throwing up Masonic symbols. Yep. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King,
Al Sharpton,
you know, they all throw up the same Baphomet symbols. So that's proof right there, you know. And it was to bring about, to end segregation, because you Israelites was out, you always out there, coming post-Reconstruction, coming out of slavery, you start building up your own cities and towns and banks and grocery stores and law firms. You was doing so well that the so-called white man had to devise a plan to get rid of that shit. Otherwise, you'll be running the shit right now. Okay? And it was more than one. It was more than one black. I forget what they call it. You know what I'm saying?
But you notice how they'll let Ammon do that.
Yup.
Yeah.
Ammon could come out here. Yeah. Ishmael could come out here, and if they want to, they'll give Lil Tokyo. You know what I mean? Bunch of Ammonites and Moabites, Ethiopia, where it's just a neighborhood, a community is just full of niggas, just heathen, and they got all these stores, and you know they supervise in the neighborhood. But why can't you Israelites do that? They'll never get that to you. The most that they'll give you is the projects, the dirty slums. Here, you niggas can supervise that. You know what I mean? Because we know this is more like a jail than actually you know, establishing something. You know?
They had to break up the family. They had to redirect you towards Hollywood. You notice towards the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up, you so-called black people ruled the fucking music industry. The television, Martin, all that shit. Got you, split up your family, all the politics, executive orders. Then, Hollywood, then they start enchanting you through those enchantments to what we have now. Black women wearing wigs and shaking their ass. So that segregation was to get you mingled and scattered, okay, among your enemies, to where you couldn't, separate you from one another. And that's what you see today. And it was a process, you know. It wasn't about everybody come together and kumbaya. For you dumb, stupid, pea-brain niggas today that still got that I have a dream mindset. Oh no, we just need to be able to walk hand in hand. Yeah. That's not biblical prophecy.
Show love.
And show love.
That's the new thing. But where's love? Where's the love at though?
Yeah.
That's why our people, they got a problem with us, because in their mind, y'all just preaching hate. I don't hear any love. Well, this is love, but it's only love for a particular set of people. What's wrong with that? Right. The so-called white man, that's been his whole goddamn plight to fame, is his people first. Him first. You know what I'm saying? And when niggas say, when Esau say, I love America, you think he got you niggas in mind? You think he said, I love America, and it's fucking Shaquille O'Neal in his mind, the image of Shaquille O'Neal in his mind when Esau say, I love America? No, he thinking about the good old days. You know what I mean? When Esau had some authority, World War I. You know what I mean? When the economy was booming, when Esau was able to falsely accuse Jake of anything. That's what Esau, when he say I love America, that's what he talking about. He not talking about you niggas. Okay, you niggas have been nothing but a thorn in this man's ass from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Because it's like he been trying to kill you, but you don't die.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you don't die, so fuck it, give them a little bit of jobs, but they doing better than us.
Yep.
They more talented than us. They stronger than us.
They'll make something out of nothing.
What the fuck? What do we do with these niggas? Okay, you know what? It's time to just go balls out and try to exterminate them all, kill them all. You know, we tired of these niggas outshining us. We tired of these niggas, you know what I mean? Because Jake playing basketball and it's cool, but you better believe Esau to this day is sitting back like, you motherfucker, man. How do you have the ability and I don't? How are you able to play football and do all of these great things in sports, music? I can't do that shit.
That's what Get Out was about.
Yeah, that's all that was about.
Yeah, they make money off you niggas and make more money, but they really want to step into your body and be able to hit that catch midair and do a backflip and land on their feet and keep running and truck stick a nigga. They want to feel what that's like. That's a low-level spiritual power. We're the salt of the earth. The Most High, even though we're in captivity, he just kind of showing off. Yeah, these my people at their lowest state. So the so-called white man, he's angry that he can't get rid of that. He got to constantly see us, you know, in the earth better than him, you know.
That's why he want to put technology inside of Jake, and that way he can figure it out. He trying to figure out the code. You know what I mean? Like, so he want to put technology inside of Jake, and hopefully he can figure out, like, why are you niggas so great? You know what I mean? Oh, I know why. You know, because they got all them damn studies and them big ass words and shit. Oh, I know why. It's because your genome is X chromosome. Some stupid ass shit. You know what I mean? Okay, well, if they put a chip in Jake, you know what I mean? Then they'll, not only will they be able to see how Jake can perform so well, now they'll be able to control Jake. So now they could really live vicariously through Jake. Okay, he dunked that basketball, but really that was me because I programmed something inside of the nigga for him to do that. I'm the one that gave him the ability to jump higher with this chip.
The last thing I'm gonna say, that's why they needed to fill our people up with cigarettes. It was a time where Jake didn't even smoke cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? They might drink or whatever. Jake smoked cigarettes, Black and Milds, smoke weed, okay, eat Doritos, drink sodas. Niggas don't drink water. They had to get our people. Now look at the average nigga. They don't even look strong anymore. They just look sunk in. They look gray. They got black eyes. Okay, that was systematic poisoning, man. You go to the hood. Every store is a 7-Eleven. All that shit is toxic food, bro. Every grocery store and these other nations by default, they get the same treatment, but it's all to destroy the nation of Israel. You know? Because hey, our people in a healthy mind state and healthy bodies, they just walk all over these nations out here. You know, in unity, they would literally build up an empire in the midst of this shit right here. You know?
I got a precept real quick. This is Revelation 18, starting at verse 14. It says, "And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all." 18 and 14. It says, "And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all." Yeah, it's the dainty, because this is the next verse. Basically, this is talking about Babylon, right? Because the next verse is gonna show proof of that. But the dainty and the goodly things, all right, are the American benefits that America has had. Okay, because think about it. If you want to, you can go back home, turn on the TV, watch Netflix, connect to the Wi-Fi, order Postmates. You know what I'm saying? Or if you get bored of that, okay, well, let me go outside. Let me go to the bar. Let me go get some drinks. Oh, well, there's a farmer's market down the street. Oh, well, there's an event going on somewhere in the neighborhood. There's a concert, right? These are the goodly things of America, the fact that lust and pleasure is at every corner. A lot of countries, they don't have this liberty, man. Right? You go to Afghanistan, that's why they you know, people be thinking like, oh, well, them people out there, they just ain't got nothing to do. well, they don't have the luxuries that America has. So the only thing they can do is tend to the serious things: farming, getting their family in order. They don't have all of these bullshit ass pleasures that have spoiled you people rotten. But the Lord is saying that that's not found no more at all in this society, because of things like the tariffs that's getting ready to hit. You know, the tariffs is going to take away all of the dainties and all of the subscription, the Hulu subscription. You know, the gas. You know what I mean? Nigga go put $100 at the pump. You know what I mean? That's good for the weekend.
Yeah, because see, everything in America it's on a drive-through. This is a drive-through culture where you get stuff like this. In them other countries, that don't mean they lack because they can't just order DoorDash. Hey, they live a more substantial life. Over here in America, you could just DoorDash something, right? Everything is I gotta have it right now. But that's destroyed humanity. Look at how people reacted before the cell phone, before the TV, before all this indoctrination. You know, they were talking to one another, they were healthier, they had more mental health. Everything was better. The women wasn't complete whores.
Suicide rates were down.
You know, the average woman got access to 500,000 niggas in virtual reality. This is why she could just monkey branch. So what does that do? That ruins the household, the legacies of children and families. You know, so you people say, oh, America is great. Where? The only thing that's great about America is that fast food culture, which is destroying everybody. Okay?
It's fat, obese, because niggas is overindulging in the pleasure that's out here.
Niggas is cucks.
Yeah.
You know, the women are so whored out that you men have to accept your woman sleeping with a bunch of niggas. To the point where you got a lot of niggas that just want to watch.
Faggot.
You faggot ass niggas.
Alazar is punk ass, man.
You know?
Let me read this verse 15. It says, the merchant of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off.
All these other nations got rich off America by way of trade. And this is what Revelation 18 is about. This is the closing credits, like Apostle Hart just did. Revelation 18 is the closing credits of Babylon the Great. It's letting you know how this place is going to be destroyed, how these nations are going to be weeping. Because they're going to be like, damn it. What?
It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing.
Yeah, they're going to be hurt because they're going to say, well, damn, how can we make this same amount of money with any other country? Okay, Brazil can't give us what Babylon gave us. Canada can't, you know, Canada's out here, but they're going to say there's no other country that we could be make this much money off of like Babylon made it. Now that it's destroyed, what's our next move? They're not going to have in their head that this is literally the end, that we going to rule next. They're going to be looking at what their next move is. And Moab, them shrimp eating niggas think that they're going to rule this because they got good technology, a good thriving economy, and a good military. So naturally they think, okay, Babylon's going to be taken out, we going to rule next. But it's not going to work that way. So just weep more like the scriptures say, because we going to rule next.
It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Royalty, you know, America's people would see this place as like the grand city. The great cities talk about Babylon the Great. They would see this as the place of opportunity, the royalty, the opportunities here. You could come here and set up a 7-Eleven and become rich, you know? So this is the great land of opportunity, or it was, because now it's over.
Well, it's just the great land of opportunity for freaks.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to come freak off wherever you at, and you could be in the middle of the ocean, right? In the middle of the ocean, somewhere deep, way away from America. If you want to freak off, move to America, man. If you want to, you know what I mean? You want to pollute your body, you want to pollute your mental, okay, you come to America. So really the people that stay away from America, those are the ones with the common sense.
Yeah.
It's the motherfuckers that come here trying to find opportunity, as they say. Those are the worst people. That's why the Lord got them coming out here, because the Lord is putting it in other people's mind. Yeah, go move to America, because I'm about to destroy that land. So I need you over there, because I'm going to destroy you with that motherfucker, man. Because you got to be a wicked, psychotic demon to be from Iran or Amsterdam and say, I want to move to America. I want to go to New York. I want to walk to Hollywood. I want to go to the bar. I want to bar hop. I want to do the American You got to be wicked, man. You have to be wicked.
That's why foreign women want to come to America.
Yep.
Foreign women that are in countries where there's a lot of moral standard and accountability, they want to come to America so that they can slut themselves out and not have any accountability for it. You know, America was nothing but a science experiment for the global elite to run around the world and steal the nation's resources. That's why America has the worst grade of food, the most toxic food on the earth. Because it was, you know, you people are just here along for the ride. The global elites use this place as a spearhead for their agenda. So you American people, they got to do something with you. All right, create you to be docile and slowly kill you off. All right, and you bought into it. And now you're getting ready to see the truth behind the veil. All right, because the elites no longer need America for that specific purpose. Can I get this? Isaiah 47:1.
I'm gonna finish this off
Okay.
real quick. There you go. This is Revelation 18:17. It says, "For in 1 hour."
You can take the 19. I actually had that in there.
For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
It said in 1 hour, so great riches, because it took a long time to make America great. It didn't just happen, like I said, at the snap of a finger. They had to fight off France, the French, the Spanish, and Britain to really have this place maximize its income. So in 1 hour, everything that these devils built up here, the Lord's going to take it out. Let me give you some better edification, 60 minutes. The Lord's going to take this place out. It's not going to be an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 1 minute. The Lord means everything he says. In 60 minutes, this place is going to be wiped out.
It says, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships, sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying,
Okay, and look, imagine what's going on now with the tariffs, how these countries are complaining. Man, we're losing out on money right now, right? They're complaining about the paying of the tariffs. They're not able to trade and make as much money. But how much more so when this place get destroyed, man? What you think these nations are going to be thinking? God damn it, we ain't about to make $1 trillion this month, and they're getting destroyed. Because you got to imagine, one of them ships got like 500 containers. Each container is worth like $10,000, $20,000. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's a lot of money. So when this place gets destroyed, they're losing that. They're going to find their livelihoods being pulled from them. What's next?
think about how much these heathens from overseas, think about how much they've invested in America's entertainment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is why America has all this sports betting. Bet on your favorite athlete, bet on this, bet on that. Well, it's not just America's betting, it's niggas from across the world betting on Luka Doncic, right? Betting on fucking LeBron James' next shot. You see? So everybody's making money off of America right now because the Israelites are here and you know, the Israelites are showing out over here. You know, so it's like everybody can come eat, man. Come, you know, come eat off this plate. But that's why the Lord said he gonna destroy Esau and he gonna put these other nations in captivity for what? For the controversy of Zion, for what you did to his people. Because you heathens are still taking advantage to this day of the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans' glory. You making trillions of dollars off of us each year, and what are they giving Jake? They're not giving Jake a goddamn thing, man. Oh, here's $2 million. Nigga just broke his whole fucking leg trying to do a goddamn jump shot. Yo, it was $2 million a year, buddy. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, them niggas is making billions off of Jake.
And these elites, they want total control. That's why they're going to destroy the global economy to bring you to your knees and implement that total control, which is the mark of the beast. Which this whole thing really in their mind is an exit strategy. This is why you seeing America being pulled out of the forefront of global dominance and being secluded, you know, destroying allies. That's a prophetical Revelation the 17th chapter, because the elites have an exit plan. Why you hearing about all these lower level elites building these in-day bunkers?
Yep.
Okay, but see, they know that the day of the Lord is at hand. That's what they're not telling you people. Okay, they want to chip everybody. Okay, I was gonna get that in James 5, many other scriptures. The scriptures, Job 20 talks about how the actual laborman is gonna rise up. You know, you people are getting ready to have to rise up because they're getting ready to show their horns. You know?
Verse 19, Revelation 18 and 19. It says, and they cast dust on their heads.
Meaning they're going to be mourning. You know, because if you watch TV like cartoons back in the old days, or a movie, when somebody get on their knees and cast dust on their forehead, Salakia, that means that they're getting ready to be in a mourning state. Something bad happened to them. So that represents these nations mourning when they see the decimation of Babylon, aka America.
And cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we're made rich.
That great city's talking about Babylon. It said that they were made rich because, like I was going into, these nations have gotten rich off America. You know, Esau has made a ton of money. Moab has made a ton of money. Ammon, you know, Korea. I looked up Hayes boxes the other day. They ship those from El Salvador, but the thing is, they ship them, so they're making a lot of money too, just off some boxers, some socks. 12,000 tons of pork that got canceled. Y'all ain't supposed to be in anyway, but they're making money off Abomination. They might make, imagine how much money they make off a cigarette container. I mean, it got to be what, 100 million?
America is the biggest poker table.
Oh yeah.
America's a big ass poker table. Lay your bets down. Everybody got your bets. Just like the nigga that be doing the poker and the cards. Everybody got your bets. Okay, lay it down. Everybody can try to capitalize and increase their wages. It says, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
Meaning the Lord's going to lay the land waste. And Salaki, I'm going to look back at this. It says, it brought up that they had ships in the sea. Well, what's going on right now? Let's talk about trade. The Lord is going to stop the trade with this place. You know, ultimately, when the place gets destroyed, how they going to be traded? But the Lord is going to systematically stop it even before that time. Again, it's not just one day. All these prophecies are going to happen in one day. That's a lot, man. You know, that's a lot. It's going to be, Jacob's trouble ain't going to just happen in one day. It's going to happen in phase. Okay, let's crash the economy. Let's put the famine out there. Let's put the pestilence. So one of the things that the Lord is going to stop is the trade. How are you going to break the economy down if the trade is still thriving? The Lord's going to stop it. He's going to halt it. You know, and these nations are going to be weeping because of that. On the other hand, you're going to have some nations that get excited because they think they're going to rule next, but they're not. The sad mistake, whatever God they worship out there, lie to them. You know, it's some bullshit. You're not going to rule. You can get on your hands and knees and pray to whoever you want all day. It's not going to work. You know?
Just real quick, look at all the quality. All the trade, pretty much, they extorting you people because you're paying all these high prices. All of the quality, you could look to and fro throughout the malls, everywhere. All your clothes are made out of plastic, poly. If you go back to the early 90s, the 80s, all your clothes the quality was much better. You could wear them clothes for like 20 years, put it in the closet, come back to it. If you kept the same weight, all the shit you wearing is killing you. It's all nylon, plastic. Your skin is your biggest organism. It soaks up all of those endocrine disruptors. This is why men are gay. You know, it gives you estrogen. You wearing all this pot. You know, you spending $50 for a pack of drawers, and it's plastic. You're absorbing plastic straight to your skin. So the quality of life, this place has already been going down the drain. And that's what happens before any empire, even if you go back to Rome. The silver, the gold becomes tainted. The money becomes inflated. The quality becomes, you know, it just downgrades. And that's the food and everything in this country. Everything's GMO. Nothing is quality anymore.
The entertainment.
The entertainment is trash. You know?
Everything's falling apart.
Yep.
You go back to that Jeremiah 50 and 12.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
It's talking about Great Britain. That's where America was birthed out of. Great Britain. You know?
She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold.
And what you see right now, the Lord is purposely doing these tariffs to piss these nations off. How else are the nations going to hate the whore? That's what the scripture says, talking about Babylon the Great. You think they're just going to wake up mad one day? I don't like you guys. When you read Daniel 7, it says that her look was more stout than all her other fellows, meaning proud. Because America looked down on these other European nations, man, they ain't shit. They ain't nothing compared to us. America think that nobody can see them. And it was like that for a period of time. It was. But the other nations have got tired of their shit. They got just as much nuclear capability. Their economies ain't that bad. Okay, we can get it on right here, right now.
And then on top of that, these devils is well, what do they call that? They do bad business.
Yeah, bad business. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you do bad business with somebody, that could cause a lot of people to resent and hate you. You know what I mean? Like if I had a restaurant and people was coming to my restaurant and I'm giving them bad service, motherfuckers is gonna hate me and the restaurant.
Right.
So America, you know, just imagine how many contracts and deals America has broken with these other countries, right? Because they did it with the Native Americans. So you think they didn't do it with China? You think they didn't do it with Japan, Africa? Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there to drop off 50,000 cases of water, man. We'll be there, and they'll never show up.
They do it with each other.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the Lord got a spirit of in-house fighting, division among them.
Yep.
Because you got to understand, they know the truth. So it's kind of like they scrambling, like, you know, it's chaotic, bro, among the elite. Because they know, it's the blame game. Oh no, well, you the because they know that the Grim Reaper is coming for their ass. Yahweh Shai is coming, bro. So within these different elite families, they scrambling. That's why you see all these chess pieces around the earth. You know, the global community is up and down, man. They fight one another. They scared to death. You know, we telling them that a foreign adversary, the Lord and his angels is coming, and they know this.
Yeah.
They know what the UAPs are. They know what the chariots are. What they tell you people are UFOs. That's scary as hell to them. 'Cause that's a direct threat to them.
And that's why they try to hide it for so many years, you know? Because UFOs, they've been sighting since the ancient world.
That's right.
Back in the time when we were given the law. But you know, now, since the internet, you know, they've been trying to hide the UFOs for about 40 years now.
And you know, the UFOs are supposed to be a common thing of life.
Yep.
Even the heathen used to see the UFOs on a regular, and they knew what that was.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And our people, UFOs were common.
Yep.
That was almost like, oh, that's a bird in the sky. Now it's become this anomaly. It's become this mysterious thing. What is it? But back then we had knowledge. Everybody on the earth had knowledge of what that was.
It's
right?
proof of God, really.
Yeah, it was proof of a divine source.
Yep.
You know, even if the heathens, they might have not understood. They probably put their own little twist on it, but they still knew that that you know, those so-called UFOs, they come every once in and out now and again. That's not, you know, it's not surprising that they're in the air. But Esau, he's convinced everybody that's, well, because he convinced everybody that the UFOs are a possible threat, because you know that's the Lord. You know he about to fight the Lord.
And he's a base man.
Yep.
The so-called white man doesn't want you thinking at a certain capacity. He wants to steal what you got and keep you beneath him. And that's why you people, you think on a very base, trust in science. All you need to hear is something, that's the last thing I'm going to say. A so-called white man stand up in front of the TV with a suit on and a smile, and he could tell you anything.
Anything.
He'll break down, I mean, I'm talking about anything and you believe it.
Bill Nye.
Yeah.
You know, millions of years. Okay, an ant. I just did a lesson. My last lesson was going in, it's this video they show you how an ant in evolution came to an ant. That motherfucker started 500 million years ago in the ocean. He transformed into a motherfucking cell, to a wasp, to a dragonfly, to a land creature, back down to a bug, to a beetle, all the way. And this was through millions of years. Now he's an ant.
Big Shirley, he was Big Shirley.
Big Shirley, he was, you know, the Power Rangers. I mean, it's just because the white man said it.
Yeah.
That's a very base way of thinking. If you can look at the UFOs and say, the fucking drone. If you can look at the so-called UFOs and say, damn, what is that? There's creation out there too. All you gotta do is hear, oh, that's the Most High and his angels. Now you can't be controlled.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, man, what are you talking about? A 40-hour work week? What is that? What is that about?
Right.
Is there other worlds? Is there other species? You know?
Opens your mind, it expands your mind. Esau, he don't want your mind expanding at all. He could have told you what those so-called UFOs were, but if he tell you that, then your mind is gonna get expanded.
I'll wake up. Shit.
You know what I mean?
Disneyland is the highlight of these people's life.
Yep.
You get rich, okay, we can take the family to Disneyland now. That's the highlight of our life.
Well, the closest thing you'll see to a spaceship is if you go to Magic Mountain and they put you in one of them fucking props. You know what I mean? And then you know, they got the kids in a little spaceship, little Buzz Lightyear.
I want to be an astronaut.
That's the closest thing he'll let you see with a spaceship, but he ain't gonna tell you that it's real foreign entities that are traveling the space, the universe, man. He wants you to think that there's only life on Earth. Goddamn demon, man.
Those are the eyes of the Lord. He said he's going to shew himself strong among his servants. You know, so when you see those, you see the might of the Most High.
That's right.
The scriptures say that it's a curse to him too, shit. You know? Like a fly, he can't just swat down no matter what. And that messes with his ego too, because Esau got so much power, right? If you got so much power, just shoot the UFOs down that fly. They just got to deal with it. They could be sitting on top of their house all day. It's like, damn.
They've tried every method they can. They probably try to blow it up, you know what I mean? Shoot the goddamn hypersonic Mach 7 missile.
They try to chase down the chariots.
Damn.
Woo, she bugging out.
Oh, see.
Uh-oh. Nigga, stay your ass over there.
Damn. But you know what? That's the spirit, though, because that's where America is, man.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
This is where America's coming to. You know what I mean?
Isaiah 40. Let me get this while we're right here. Come down, Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter. See? Demons, see? This is the truth. This is the altar of the Lord up here. This is how those demons acted over 2,000 years ago when the holy apostles was teaching the word. Okay, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Like I say, that's the demon that came out the tomb. Remember when Yahushua cured the man and he came out them tombs? He had that demon on him. Yep. It was a wild man.
Legion.
A high-level demon on a low-level being.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's going to be all you people in Babylon real soon. You're going to have those type of legions. You already got them on you. Okay, but that's a special type of demon. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And that, hey, you see that a lot in America. You know, America's supposed to be this paradise, but that's all you see. Motherfuckers cracked out, walking around, niggas sitting down having dinner, and it's a nigga in the corner
Tripping like
stinking,
that.
tripping.
Now look at these people. They just walk past it like ain't nothing happened. Oh, it's my Saturday. I gotta go on a date. But it's a whole fucking crackhead that just lost their goddamn mind and nobody acknowledges it. You know what I mean?
This place is no longer tender and delicate.
Yeah.
All right,
You done got desensitized to some shit like that.
yeah.
You must be out of your mind if you done got desensitized. That's the norm now.
Yep.
They deep in the matrix.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, America's not tender and delicate. Shit is hard for people out here.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time when everybody was sold the dream of a white picket fence, 2 cars in the driveway, a husband and a wife. Now women don't even want to be wives. Men don't want to be men. Men want to be metrosexuals. You know, so America's not tender and delicate. You're being taxed to death. You don't own nothing. People are reneging on their mortgages. You know, you can't even afford a house now. And if you do, you're going to have to give it back up because of the way the bank system is set up. They're going to raise your interest rate out of nowhere. They're going to start you off at an affordable plan. My uncle, he lost a $2 million home he built from the ground himself. He blueprinted it. The bank tricked his ass, raised up his mortgage to damn near $10,000 a month, and he had it, but he wasn't going to spend all it, so he just gave it up. You know, so this place is through. Come sit on the ground. You know, oh, tender, delicate, you know, this place is not a virgin no more. She's been popped, man, by Satan.
Right.
This place has always been Satan.
Satan had this motherfucker missionary, doggy style. You know what I mean?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 12 again. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness,
Oh, wow.
a dry land, and a desert.
Yep. And that's what's going to happen to Babylon. In the end, when you read Isaiah, the 13th chapter, right around the 21st verse, it tells you that the Arabian ain't going to be able to pitch tent here no more, meaning these other nations that set up businesses here. They're not going to be able to do that. The time's coming up. In fact, this place is going to be uninhabitable. If you try to go to Sodom and Gomorrah, present day Sodom and Gomorrah, and try to set up even a tent over there, some water, you're not going to be able to survive. The Lord made it like that on purpose. The same thing is going to happen to Babylon. It's going to be a dry desert. And then after the fire quells down, the desert creatures are going to inhabit this place. You know, but it's going to be a monument of what happens when you're being wicked. You know, and you move far away from the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what keeps us in order. Going back to the time of the Genesis. That's what set us apart from the beast. Jacob's in the same state of a beast right now. Okay, the Lord's going to burn him with fire.
Get that Revelation book.
Yeah, this is Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And that's what we see right now. You get 2 Ezra 16, 33 through 35, Bible Show. That's what we see happening right now. Okay, what do you think India and Pakistan, a lot of people say, man, that's far away. That'll never happen here. Jacob's so comfortable because everything that's happening with World War III is taking place over around the Middle East. Where's World War III going to start at, idiot? Where's it going to start? You think it's going to start here? Okay, it's going to start here and then move over there. No. World War III is going to start off and it's going to be in the Middle East. Okay? So it's not coming over here, okay? It is going to come over here because these foreign troops are going to be walking around, kicking out doors, throwing you in concentration camps. You like Walmart so much, well, that's going to be where your concentration camp is.
Because
Okay.
they're shutting it down now.
That's right. No?
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom.
Okay. A lot of these young ladies, right? The good looking ones, they ain't about to have no husbands. They perfect marriage that they put their whole life into, and really, it's easier to get with a married woman now than a single woman. They more adulterous.
Well, hold on. You saying husbands? We gotta change that. It's simps now.
Yeah, oh
'Cause
yeah.
these women, they don't want no husbands.
Nah.
You know what I mean? They ain't worried about no husbands. These young women ain't worried about no husbands. They finna lose they simps. They finna lose they pets. That's what it's talking about. The niggas that's been kissing their ass for the past couple decades, man. That's who they finna lose. All right, these women ain't ain't no husbands for these women. All right, because these women ain't wives, man. You know, my bad.
No, that was a good point.
The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
They should mourn. They in a state of mourning right now. Some of them, the light bulb is flickering. And it's not going to be fully on for a lot of these women, but it's starting to flick. Maybe I can't do this by myself. You know, because you got some that are married, which they're whores anyway. They got the one husband, or the simp, like this brother said, that pay all the bills, but then they got 3 other niggas. This is real. They got 3 other niggas that they get it on with all throughout the week, and then they might get a husband some box when they get home, or they just deprive them of sex altogether. Just pay the bills and shut the hell up. I run the show. So the niggas that simp to them, they're gonna be taken out. And it's not just in World War III. You're gonna have famine, pestilence, the sword. Okay, they're gonna be taken out by a variety of different ways. And what's gonna be the hot commodity left? Brothers. You know, and then we gonna turn a lot of bitches down. Brothers already been. So we gonna turn a lot of. I look at a woman's spirit. I'm not about to be like, oh, she cute, she can come. I don't give a shit. What can she do to benefit us right now? I got a cut on my leg. Can you help? Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna take this other chick that can help.
And the Lord is going to bring the ancient world back overnight. And a lot of these men that got wives in the ancient world, okay, in real life, they would have never been able to have these women or get married or have children. They would have got taken out. These spineless, weak, adulterous, ignorant type men. All right, so the Most High says, seek ye the old path. The Most High going to have an ancient world style out here where only the strongest survive. And these women ain't gonna be able to choose from the simp. They're gonna want real men, and they're gonna get rid of their current men. That's what prophecy says, and you see that now. You know?
It's about to be a lot of widows out here that are gonna be looking for some, real man. Because you got a lot of these simp bitch ass niggas. I mean, we ain't advocating for adultery, but let's just be honest. A lot of these simps are holding up some decent women.
Yeah.
Because he just put all of this emotional baggage on the bitch. You know what I mean? I'm gonna kill myself if you leave me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And her having being a woman and having a compassionate nature, she gonna stay with him. But this nigga done trauma bonded her all the way into a relationship. He just an ain't shit piece of shit ass nigga holding up decent women. There are some decent women out here You know what I mean? Yeah, but a lot of these decent women are with bitch ass niggas right now. So it's gonna be a lot of widows that's gonna be out here looking for for the next best thing.
And that's an unstable mind. Men like that are unstable.
Yeah.
They might appear to be weenie. They can't do anything without a woman. In the ancient world, it was the opposite way around. The women like the men that would go out to war, that wasn't really worried about them, that could go out to war, bust a head, and come back, and still, he was the king of his own realm. So the average man in America is a woman. The scriptures say that. The men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have become as women. Even these gangbanging niggas, they're just a bunch of little ass boys that are insecure, a bunch of bitch ass niggas in the soul. And I've seen it over and over again. I've tested the resolve.
Them niggas ain't shit.
And the ancient warriors, they weren't in the spirit of laying up with their woman all day. It was a strict protocol. When we was at war, your mind was on war. It wasn't on rubbing your woman's feet. King David called Uriah back, and Uriah didn't even go inside. He didn't even go inside because his mind was on war.
Well, they show you that in the movie 300. Remember King Leonidas?
Yep.
When he left and he marched to war, he didn't do all that. Okay, baby, this is the last time I'll see you. Give her a big ass hug and this long ass kiss. He didn't do none of that. He put his hand on his son's head, looked his woman in the eye, and turned around and marched to war. He didn't do none of that compassionate shit. That's that romance, homosexual Channing Tatum shit that they gave niggas out here in America, man. That it's all about that woman, and you're supposed to be this romantic. Brothers do what they gotta do. How you do with your woman, you wanna be a little romantic, that's cool, man, but, Jake be going too goddamn far with the shit, man. Nigga got the whole goddamn room full of rose petals. Like, what is this bitch, your God or something?
Right. The Lord says, there's a season for everything. Like when we went into the land, okay, once we went to war and we took down the wicked nations, like the Lord told us, then we could peacefully have marriages and children and families.
Right.
It's not time for that yet. Hey, weak men have created what we have now, hard times. Okay, and strong men create easy times. That's the quote. That's the saying. So we got to go through some hard times to win back, okay, the state of how the earth is supposed to be. Meaning that the Lord has to purge this place. Okay, all hell has to break through these plagues to purge all of this simp behavior, which is deeper than that. But for us to have wives and families and paradise again, the whole setup got to be destroyed.
Right.
Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Yeah. And World War III is going to take place, but just because of World War III is going to take place, that don't mean that all the bridegrooms, all their husbands, is going to be taken out in World War III. Like this brother just mentioned, the other place. Can you get that again, Baba Shaw? The other place.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things.
You got some.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of these clowns is getting ready to get shipped off, man. Niggas forgot with all these tariffs and all of this shit going on. You forgot that a draft is coming, because whenever a war is sparking up, usually a draft is not that far behind. So all you able-bodied men, okay, you're getting ready to be shipped off, and you're gonna fight. You're gonna have to go fight the war in the Middle East, because the American military right now is short-staffed. It's a bunch of faggots. It's a bunch of women. Bunch of irresponsible men, weak niggas. I seen one army nigga, man. This nigga got his ass whooped in the cage by a woman.
Damn. Oh, I saw that too.
Yeah, like you seen the black woman whooped his ass. And the lit nigga was like, he had the body of a goddamn 11-year-old.
The women are more tougher and masculine than the niggas they with.
I was like, bro, this is the nigga that's supposed to be in the military? This nigga got the body of a goddamn 12, 13-year-old. This is the nigga they finna go, man, come on now. The U.S. military is short-staffed, man. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to shalom. Y'all Shalom. They're gonna have to overcompensate and ship a lot of you regulars out there to go fight that war, man. All right? Because they don't got it right now. And especially when you do the comparison between, let's just say, an army like Russia, look at them niggas. Them niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? Look at them, man. Khabib, Nurmagomedov, and just look at them in the UFC and combat sports in general, man. Them niggas is huffed up, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers ain't playing around, bro.
And really, they more one accord than America.
Yeah.
The American military branches, they're all against each other, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
They all have one common purpose, right? And that's because they believe in a God too. They believe in an Allah shit, which we know that that's false.
Yeah.
But you see how having a good moral ethic can keep things in line, right? So that's why, you know, Russia, the men in Russia, they look stronger. They look more powerful because they all have a strong moral code. Americans don't have no strong moral code. Like we said, it's a bunch of homosexuals in the military, man. You can't have no strong moral code. What are you gonna do? The sergeant, he's gonna tell everybody, okay, we're gonna take down this city in the name of God. Well, guess what? That homosexual is gonna beg to differ, because that homosexual don't believe in God.
Yeah.
You see? So now the whole military is scrambled. So they're gonna have to send a lot of you young niggas, you little YNs. Okay, they're gonna have to ship you niggas out to the Middle East, man, and you gonna have to go fight that war, man. All right, a lot of you women's prom dates. Okay, it's over for his ass, man. He ain't coming back.
That's why when that order got announced, something about strengthening the community or something like that, where they're gonna go in and get all the game bangers. I put my hands up because finally I'm tired of these niggas. I'm tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Finally, go get Pookie and Ray Ray, and then the dumb bitch that chose to get to see her Prince Charming. How is that your Prince Charming? It just goes to show you. A brother posted the other day, a woman will stay faithful to a nigga in prison, but won't stay faithful to her husband that's out free,
Right.
taking care of the damn house. That's how grinded these people's minds are in Babylon. This nigga got 10 years, I'ma hold it down for him, but the nigga that's 10 minutes away from home, I ain't gonna hold it down for him.
Yeah, and just going back to what you said, a lot of them, you know, like these gang members, these niggas is gonna get caught up. Well, Donald Trump is saying we're gonna send them to Alcatraz. We're gonna send them to El Salvador. At that point, they could use them niggas for any purpose. If they want to wake them niggas up at 2 in the morning, okay, here, suit up. You're going out to Iran. You're gonna go fight the war. Well, you're gonna have to do that. You see? So it's all pretty much the same thing, low key. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and really, there's still casualties of war. You know, you people who are going to prison, man. You know, and you're under your enemy's rule.
What verse are you in?
35.
Yeah, you already read the 35? Yeah.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord.
So who understands everything that's going on right now? It's us. Okay, so we out of everybody, we're going to be the only ones that are able to understand what's taking place by way of prophecy. I didn't talk to a few broads, and they all say one thing in common, that they're scared because people are getting laid off, because times are getting tough. Okay, we're the only ones that got a sane mind right now. Everybody's scrambling for survival right now. That bitch that walked by, everybody about to be like that.
Yeah.
Everybody, even men.
Watch when people start seeing their children die in front of them. They're gonna be screaming like that in the street. You know?
Yeah. That wasn't on that.
What did you want? Jeremiah, Joel. There she is. Yeah, that's the spirit. She's back again.
That's the spirit. But before you get that, you know, that's good. And then Bob Shaw, you get Jeremiah 9:21 through 24. After you get. All right.
Joel 3:9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles."
Hey, bro,
Prepare war.
Hey, back. You get too close. Back
Okay,
up.
all right, it's all right. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men."
So it's talking about proclaiming this among the Gentiles, you know, the other nations. Okay, the other nations. Basically, the other nations is getting ready for war right now. You know, and these nations weren't mighty at one point. Okay, they weren't mighty at one point.
It says, "Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong."
Okay, and it brought up, you know, the plowshares and all that. These nations are preparing for war. They're preparing for war. It was a time where everything was okay. And they always had an ill eye towards America because the look is more stout than they felt. That America always looked down upon them. How you think they're looking at America, man? Man, fuck these fools. When can we get them? When can we get the green light? They've been waiting on this, man. They've been waiting on the day that they can come to the land of unwalled villages, and here it is. Here it is. A dream come true.
It says,
and it said, let the weak say I'm strong, because after World War II, you know, you had the bombs that we dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So these nations, they was terrified. They was terrified. They're like, we ain't gonna mess with them people. The Lord got to be dealing with them.
they ain't want no smoke.
There wasn't no smoke. You know, just like in the ancient times when we would tear one of the nations up in the military, or not the military, but in the fight, they would think, okay, the Lord got to be with them. Because how else could 300 men beat thousands of people? The Lord got to be dealing with them. So that's what Japan thought. That's what the other nations thought. The amount of power that we had, and the Lord had us thrive like that because it was by way of prophecy that America and Babylon would be a superpower. This is the revival of the Roman Empire. This is the daily wound being healed.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
And that's what's going to happen. They're going to gather themselves around together for World War III, and they're going to be out there killing each other. And the scripture's going to get it. It's going to get it. But they're going to be killing each other.
It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yahweh Shabbat.
I'm going to get that word waken real quick. It says waken, to be roused, to stir up, incite. And how is America inciting these other nations? Right now, it's the tariffs. They being incited, they being roused up through the policies. Like it says in Daniel, the 8th chapter, with his policies shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. America's policies is causing these other nations to rouse up. They getting, and basically the rouse up is you getting frustrated in your spirit. So these nations, they getting frustrated with America. You know what I mean? And especially Donald Trump, his old demonic charismatic ass. Okay? You know, they getting pissed off at this nigga because they like, man, this nigga ain't got no mercy. This nigga ain't thinking about nothing. Okay? And then on top of that, the people in America are acting like ain't nothing going on across the earth. Everybody, so really, these other nations got a bone to pick with you people too. That's why when a lot of them get out here, okay, when they finally breach this place, they're gonna take out their anger on the average American citizen. All right, with no mercy. Because in their mind, it's like, your government was corrupt this whole time and you niggas just let them niggas do that. You let them put all them taxes on us. You let them come to Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia and rape all the women in the name of democracy. You let them do that. You people, you Americans, let that happen. So we're gonna go out there and we're gonna recompense that upon your head.
And how much more the people of those nations that came to America, they see you as a traitor, man. They gonna get you too.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get your ass, man.
And really, that's why the Lord set that up. So when they come over here, and which they already here, they gonna pay y'all what y'all deserve, man.
You the coons. They're gonna be looking at you, a lot of you niggas like, you fucking coon. You know what I mean? You became an American. America is not a good look right now, man. It's not a good look. So I'm gonna keep reading. It says, verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh's judgment.
It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
And what's one of the main ways that the Lord is going to judge them in that place? He's going to have them killing each other on purpose. You know, they're going to be out there killing each other. We're going to win. They're going to be blowing each other's heads off. It's going to be so much gore and guts everywhere. A rated R movie couldn't depict it. So the Lord's going to actually have them there killing each other. There's going to be mass casualties that they're not going to even report because it's going to be too graphic. 10 million died today. They ain't going to put that on the news. But this is something for you to ponder on. Everybody going to World War III is going to die.
Yeah.
Everybody going, people go, well, there ain't going to be one survivor. No. Hell no.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be no Private Ryan movie.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
This is a slaughter.
Yeah.
You know? It says, verse 13, it says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Yeah, that was 12. Yeah,
that was
probably just 2 more verses. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
And when you think of a sickle, A sickle is what that Grim Reaper has. The sickle can either be a killing instrument or it can be an instrument to gather. And it's saying that for a reason, because while the Lord is having destruction happen, he's going to be gathering his elect at the same time. So the sickle is going to be bad when you're on the wrong side of the Heavenly Father. Imagine that show Billy and Mandy with the Grim Reaper. That's the sickle that he has in his hand. The Lord's going to be having these death angels knocking people out, man. Okay, and he's going to be gathering his elect when the destruction is taking place.
And when it says for the harvest is ripe, it means that this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for you know,
To act.
yeah, to act, for these other nations to act and really get their retribution, right? Because it's a lot of pent up anger, okay, that China, Iran, Russia, you know what I mean, all of these opposing nations, even Africa, man, there's a lot of pent up anger they have towards America. So now that they get to you know, pretty much execute that plan under the umbrella of Russia, because Russia is the spearhead, right? They're gonna go full throttle with it, because this is their chance of retribution. This is their revenge right here.
That's right.
Right? But really, this is the Israelites' revenge. That's what nobody's counting for. This is our revenge. Because, yeah, the Lord going to let them, you know, smoke each other, but we going to get the ultimate revenge. we going to get the ultimate victory. You see? So this is about our revenge.
Yeah, we the true underdog right
Yeah,
now.
we the true. So, you know, we're at war too. All right? We got a dog in the fight as well. But our fight is spiritual right now.
Yep.
It says, come get you down, for the press is full, fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Yeah, and wickedness has just went to a high scale. It's went to such a high scale. If you had to measure it, it'll break the thermometer. That's how bad the wickedness has flown. So when the Lord destroys this place, it's rightfully so. I mean, what the fuck? What you think was going to happen at this place? If this place went on for another 20, 30 years, like IUIC says, this place would be unrecognizable. It's already bad, but it'll be like robots walking around. They say that women don't got to give birth no more. That you can put your seed into a robot and then you have Billy come out in 9 months. You know, so people are getting detached from reality, man. Everybody that walk past, every 2 and 3 people that walk by, 2 of them is freaks, man. And the other person, he might not be as bad, but he's a demon. How do we know that? Who does he worship? Let's start there. Oh, well, I worship 7-day Adventist, demon.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ,
You're
demon.
Man. You're a fucking demon, bro. It says, verse 14, it says, multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
And when you look at that word Armageddon, Armageddon, mean mountain of troops. Okay, so the multitude, those are going to be the troops that gather together and start offing each other. How would you feel if you was taking a flight from here to the Middle East and you say, I'm going to go kill myself today? Because that's what you're going to do. You're not about to go win. I don't know what the hell they tell these people. We got a good chance. I don't know what they telling them. That ain't my job. My job is to prophesy, but they got to be coming with a good pitch. All right, you fight 3 weeks, we're going to bring y'all back home for 3 weeks, and then they're going to fight. No, it's over.
Well,
it is over.
Well, even if you defeat the army, guess what? The angels is going to show up.
Yep.
You ain't going to get the victory on them, because the angels is going to show up right in the midst of everybody out there fighting in the Middle East. That's the valley of decision, the Middle East. And we read just a few verses ago where the Lord said, that's where I would plead with the heathen. That's where I will sit to judge them. So that means that the Lord, he going to send his army too, which are the holy hosts of angels. So the angels is going to pop up while niggas is gunning it out. Okay? And that's going to stop everybody in their tracks. They're not going to jump in the war with niggas and, okay, we're with France, so shoot the Germans. Like the fucking UFOs is gonna jump inside of the war. No, they're gonna stop the whole war, the war completely. Niggas is gonna stop. You know what I mean? They guns is gonna go to their waist. They just gonna be looking up for a second. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Because it's another a power figure that just jumped in the game. But this one, you ain't gonna be able to. You can't defeat this one, man. This is the boss of all bosses, man.
That's
now
right.
the boss is showing up, man.
Right, you won't be able to stop the entrance of the Lord, man.
Yep.
That's going to be a grand entrance that's going to shock the whole world.
Yeah. The scriptures say all eyes shall see him. It also says the earth shall move at his presence. So when the Lord show up with his holy host of angels, that's not going to be something that's light and you're going to just be able to ignore that. Oh, that's the Lord. He's back. Oh, okay, whatever. No, the whole earth is going to be at a standstill. Just like the movie Independence Day. when the so-called aliens showed up in that movie, was niggas still eating burgers? Was niggas still partying in the club and shit? No, niggas stopped. The DJ stopped. Cars stopped. Everything stopped. All right, they had that movie. Is that with Keanu Reeves? The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Day the Earth Stood Still, because, you know, which that represents, which I believe, I don't know. I mean, that movie is I gotta watch it again, but pretty much Keanu Reeves represents an angel, because he came back. He came from another world, right? And he came on it wasn't a spaceship, but it was like a humanoid spaceship, a spaceship that looks like a person. And when he came to the Earth, everybody on that planet Earth stopped. All right, niggas wasn't continuing to keep going. Everybody stopped. So the Lord is going to gather all of these nations out there in the Middle East to fight each other dead. All right, fight to the death. The Lord going to show up on their ass. All right, and then they're going to turn their attention to the Lord and start trying to shoot at the Lord. And then it's going to be an all-out war between the Lord, his angels and Satan's angels, man. Okay? That's what that scripture is talking about, man.
You got that Jeremiah 9:21.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, and verse 21. For death is come up into our windows and entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets.
It's going to be a lot of death out here. Said death came up into the windows. How is that possible? Because there's going to be so many dead bodies. You know, the dead bodies, when somebody dies, your body releases fumes. So it's going to be literally dead bodies everywhere, brought up children. The Lord is not a respecter of persons, man. Okay, he's under 10 and we're going to save him. He's under 10, we're going to save him. It doesn't work that way. The Lord looks at your spirit. There's a reason why that happened to that little boy, that little girl. Nothing happens by accident. The Lord ain't going to say, oops, God damn it, I meant to catch that. The Lord don't make mistakes. So when there's dead bodies everywhere, it's going to be a chain reaction. Animals, eating the bodies. People getting sick from the pestilence. Okay, you're going to have to step over dead bodies. It's going to be so much. There's going to be different things taking place.
Verse 22. Speak thus, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, and as the handful after the harvestmen, and none shall gather them.
And none shall gather them. It was just talking about the carcasses being out on the streets like dung. None shall gather them. When you have a funeral, you die. What the people got to do? They got to come pick your body up. Well, they're not going. Put it this way: if America was to go on with the amount of dead bodies that's going to be here, the morgues would be rich. They'd be rich because they would be doing 10 funerals, 20 funerals in a day. They'll be richer than Esau probably. Imagine all the dead bodies that are going to be out here. So when that takes place, they're not going to be gathering bodies. They're not going to come by and put the little thing on your toe, go over here and put the other thing on his toe, go over there. It's going to be like dung, like shit, like bodies everywhere. We're going to have to step over. And it's going to be, people are going to be going crazy because they're going to be wondering, why is this happening? I did everything right. Well, you did everything the contrary. You didn't do everything right. You thought that shrimp fried boil you had before this happened was righteous? Because it's summertime, right? In summer, they love going out eating seafood.
Well, first and foremost, you didn't listen to the prophets, right? You didn't listen to the prophets. So that's see, the Lord got the prophets out here. That's the measuring stick. Okay, if you're right? If you're a righteous person, well, prove it. Go up there and go contend with my men, right? Go up there, go break bread with the prophets then. Because that's what I'm dealing with. If you're righteous, follow the order of how I set it up. But, niggas got their own plans. Okay? I mean, at this point, hundreds of people have passed by today. And every single last one of these goddamn copper tops that are passing by, driving by, walking by, we right across the street from a train station. So it ain't like niggas don't see us. They coming off the train looking at us, hearing us, right? But every single one of these motherfuckers, they probably think they righteous.
Yep.
They probably all going throughout their day, I'm a good person. I just helped my little cousin. He really needed that advice. But you walk right past the prophets and you had a little negative thought. You had that little negative thought. So at that point, all of the righteousness that you think that you've done, it's all out the window now. Because that was your chance to prove to the Lord where you stand. Okay? The Lord don't know where you stand if you ain't familiar with his protocol, which is through his prophets. The Lord has no idea where you stand. Okay? Esau, and as wicked as Esau is, Esau will tell you he's doing the right thing. Donald Trump is, oh, yo, this is gonna make us all rich. This nigga's bankrupting the country, telling you this is gonna make us all rich. Right? There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. Okay? You have to consult with the men that Yahweh Shem Yahushai set up. Then you got to repent. Then you got to do a full conversion. Then you can possibly say, even then, just then you can possibly say, I'm righteous, possibly. But you got to go through that whole process first, man, to even get that title.
But the way Jake thinks, everything this brother just explained, for Jake, that's too long.
Yeah.
I mean, what you mean? I got to do this and then that, and then they're looking for an instant. They got to happen right now, today, and not the full day. Right now, you got like an hour or two to show me something.
They want to grab righteousness out the microwave.
Yeah.
Like how they grab a fucking McNugget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I'm righteous. You know?
And you can't carry that Western American mindset with the Lord, man.
Yeah.
The Lord is totally against that mindset.
Keep going on that.
We're gonna end it just a second.
All right.
Yeah, keep going to.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, and verse 23. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be niggas got the money stacked to the ear. Nigga, I'm on, nigga, what's happening? I mean, a Ferrari, it don't look all that great no more, man. 30 years ago, nigga pull up, damn, with the Ferrari, the Lamborghini. Bro, you see a nigga driving a Lamborghini, a Ferrari now, you just like, just a regular car. Now, you know, nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares about them stupid niggas in they fucking fancy cars and fancy watches that they wearing. Okay, nobody cares, man. All right? So if you got money, you know what I mean, there ain't nothing to brag about, man. Everybody's about to be on the same equal playing field once the famine kicks in through the tariffs. You see, that's gonna put everybody on an equal playing field, man. A nigga like Soldier Boy, nigga, I got 15,000, nigga, so what? Nigga, I'll sock you out, nigga. Okay, you a bitch, man. Straight up, man. All right? What's all that money during the time of famine, man? It's not gonna matter. What?
Verse 24. But let him that glory in this. He that understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, that's what you glory in. You know the Father. You're connected with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's the ultimate glory. That's what Esau wanted. But he didn't got so far left. He know he could never attain that. So he trying to create his own blessing. So subconsciously, Esau just wants to be accepted by his father again. Because remember, he lost the birthright. You see? And when Esau lost that birthright, he didn't just shrug it off on his shoulders like, whatever, nigga. I don't care. No, he was deeply hurt. He was hurt. You see? Because he knew at that point, damn, the father rejected me. All right? So that's even what the devil wants. The devil even wants to be accepted by the Father in a subconscious, twisted way. All right? So that's the ultimate come up, man. To know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Not Jesus Christ, okay? And not all of these goddamn characters that they gave you through Hollywood television.
Back at the top, at 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, he that understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord Yahweh, which exercise love and kindness, judgment and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, this is what the Lord delights in. Okay? Making your body a living sacrifice, man. All right? You know? Especially during this time, man, when prophecy is off the chain. All right? And you got the righteous standing boldly as a lion in the face of oppression. That's honorable, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's honorable, bro. Okay? You know, anything outside of this is not honorable, man, because what are you fighting for at this point? A black-owned business? A fucking Warner Bros. Music record deal? Everything inside of this world is tainted, man.
That's right.
Esau could give a nigga 30, he could give you 30 million today. You ain't gonna, if you ain't got the Lord, you ain't gonna do nothing but corrupt yourself with it. Right? Now you rubbing shoulders with a whole bunch of other rich weirdos, and they got you doing some bisexual, homosexual shit, doing orgies and shit. When you don't have the Lord, you're open to any demonic possession, man, to corrupt yourself, man. Look at that lady that, you know what I'm talking about, the lady that was just bugging out over here.
Yeah.
She don't got the Lord, so she corrupted herself. That's what the world do to your ass. Completely shatter your fucking your reality, man. You see? So that's the ultimate glory, man. Okay? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay? This is the being that controls the entire universe. And you got his respect, yeah, you're up there, man. You know what I mean? You know, you're up there. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, and verse 25. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord.
I'm just gonna take it to 24. That's it.
Oh, come on.
That's it. So you want this is Revelation 7:1. It says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
The wind represents the destruction that's about to take place. Okay? So the angels were holding it. Okay, they still are holding it, but you know, it's getting to the point where they're about to release it. They're about to release it. In the 4 corners of the earth, they're standing all around the world, but they're about to release it. Okay?
It says that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east.
And representing the people, you know, because the Lord isn't going to release all the hell until a particular thing happens. And the brother's about to get it.
It says, having the seal of the living God.
Mm-hmm.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Now, it keeps bringing up that seal thing. Seal with what? Okay, there's wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Number one, you got to know the name, and we're waiting for what? The elect to be what? Sealed. Okay? And it looked like the elect is sealed. I mean, we see so much stuff happen at the start of 2025 till now. I mean, the elect got to be sealed, man. It's going to be that great awakening. You know, it's still going to be brothers that wake up, but the elect is pretty much sealed. Okay? So that's what the Lord was waiting on, to let the destruction fully come.
Once the elect, well, let me read this real quick. This is Ezekiel 9:4.
Oh, okay.
It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads. Now, let me read the whole thing. Set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry, and that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. What's the key word in that verse? Forehead. Your mind.
Yep.
So, sealed where? Sealed in your mind. That's what the elect, that's the sealing process. The elect sealed in their mind. Totally convinced that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, okay, is the God of the universe. America's going to be destroyed, all right, and salvation is only for the Israelites. You got to be sealed with that, okay? Like, you know how the scriptures say, it talks about the wicked of our people conscience seared with a hot iron?
Yeah.
Okay, that means that them niggas are sealed in their wickedness. Well, our conscience is supposed to be seared with a hot iron towards Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. All right, we're not supposed to be open to any other interpretation. Ain't no nigga supposed to come with a different philosophy or some other book, something he heard on YouTube, and tell you something different and you believe it. You got to be totally convinced that this is the 100% truth. That's the elect being sealed. Okay? Not, oh, the elect, they just gonna get together somewhere in the park like IUIC, ISUPK, and niggas is jumping around doing jumping jacks. You stupid fucking niggas, man. Them niggas is out in the park, man. Doing a whole bunch of chants and salutes, wearing all black too. You know what I mean? Looking like witches and warlocks, man. You see a whole bunch of gimmicks. That ain't the sealing of the elect, man. That's a bunch of niggas. You might as well them niggas might as well start a goddamn a fucking rap group or something, man. You know what I mean?
And I think they got it. They got a
Yeah,
rap team.
they got a rap group. They got a drill team or whatever. Fundraiser crew. Okay, that's not the process of sealing the elect, man. Okay, sealing the elect is a you know, it's a grueling process that the men of the Lord have to go through. Trials and tribulations. Okay, not hanging out and having fun. All right.
And I'll put something else out there before we close. Our Saturday hobby, because our family always say you going to do your thing, you going to do your shit. Well, they're starting to see that this is everybody's shit. This is everybody's thing. Look what's going on in the world, man. And I guarantee, demons is out here today. I guarantee that they're going to start asking more and more questions like they did. All right, what was y'all talking about again? It's too late. It's too late.
You ain't sealed. You
You
ain't
ain't-
get
yeah.
sealed.
Yeah.
See, there was a time when, you know, the Lord gave the elect a grace period to get sealed. Okay? And the rest of our people were supposed to jump on that grace period.
Take
But
advantage.
take advantage of it. This is the grace period right now. It's a few seconds left. Jay can still repent and turn over. But hey, you didn't get sealed. You didn't get sealed in your forehead. You didn't truly believe that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is the one and only. You see? So when things start to happen, and you're going to try to double back and ask the men of the Lord what's going on, the same men that you talk shit about for years, telling your friends and your family we was crazy, you're going to double back and try to talk to us, well, you're not going to get an answer. You know what I mean? You're not going to get an answer because first and foremost, the Lord is not dealing with you. Second, the knowledge that we possess at that point, the knowledge that we're going to possess is going to be way beyond the average nigga's comprehension. All right? We're not going to be able to just give you everything right then and there. It's going to be too much for you to take.
It's too much information here. We ain't about to.
You know, and for us to even get to this point of understanding, it took us years, man. It took me years to get to this point, man. Right, to where I know what I know through the grace of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I know what I know. It took me years. I had to labor. For this knowledge, man. All right, and a lot of you wicked ass niggas, you think that you just gonna get it in 20 minutes. Like we can break it down to you in 20 minutes. That's how you gonna come at us. Just give me the answer, man. Just give me the answer, man. What's gonna happen, man? No, we can't just give you a straight up answer because it's so much that led up to the downfall of Babylon. We would have to walk you through. That's what the videos are about. Brothers put up lessons and videos. We would have to walk you through from the fucking beginning. Start with the book of Genesis. And we ain't gonna have time to do that during a time of a famine, a pestilence, man. If we do tell you anything, we're gonna probably tell you 2 sentences. If you can't catch on, hey, well the spirit ain't dealing with you then, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we don't got time to be, we ain't got no time. We ain't got no time to be, you know, trying to break it down to some nigga. We ain't got the time, man.
And truthfully, the whole world, everybody really in the soils of America, y'all know about the Hebrew Israelites, you know?
Right.
So, y'all have heard the word, you know? You guys had the time to really get the knowledge and the understanding. Mm-hmm. If you don't have it now, then hey.
Let me finish off with this last one. It's a good one. This is the famous one right here we always use. Make no tearing. Right? We'll finish off with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Make no tearing. Yeah. Okay. This is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 5 and 7. Make no tearing to turn to the Lord. And tearing means procrastination. A lot of our people are procrastinating. You got some niggas out here that are driving by, walking by. I'll get with them in like a year. Let me get my money right, man. I just had a baby. Let me go handle my affairs with my child. Let me be a family man for a season, and let's see how that work out for me. You see, you procrastinating, man. When Yahushua came on the earth, did he give Peter and all of his disciples a time limit? All right, man, meet me in Galilee, man, in like 3 weeks, man. All right, we're gonna start the discipleship at that point. No, hey, the Lord said, no, drop everything right now, man. Drop it all right now, and follow me right now. You gotta have that mentality. If you don't have that mentality, you ain't gonna make it. And you tarrying to come to the Lord.
And he told the young man in the book of Luke, the 9th chapter, because he said, I got to go bury my father and all that. He said, hey, man, let the dead bury the dead.
Yeah.
You want to do this or not?
Yep.
The Lord's mentality didn't change till now. Right now, I'm saying you can go to Cabo for 2 weeks and then you can go. Nah, man, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Hey, think about the fucking the process, the spiritual divine process it took the Lord to even give you this word in the first place. This is an urgent message, man. Right? The Lord don't got no time for you to take a 3-week vacation or a 2-year vacation and then come to Him. It's urgent. This message is too goddamn urgent, man. Okay? It says, and put not off from day to day. Yeah, you putting off from day to day. I'll go out there one day. I'll go out there like that nigga ICDC College. You say you're going to do it. You're on the couch. You're playing the video games. Get up, man. Go to ICDC College, man. All right? How much more with the Lord? You ain't doing shit. You're smoking all goddamn day. You're chasing bitches that don't really like you.
Yeah.
You chasing money that's getting ready to fade out in the very near future. What the fuck else do you have? But you still continue to put off from day to day because you still have hope that this place is gonna, something's gonna happen, something's gonna pop in your life. Just like Lot's wife.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You wanna know why she turned back? Because she still had that attachment to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why the Lord did that to her, man. Like, you wicked bitch. You little wicked bitch. Because, she probably had homegirls that was like, my homegirl, she died. Lord was like, no, you wicked ass bitch. What you got, an attachment to this wicked ass shit? These motherfuckers just try to rape my angels, man. And you gonna look back. That bitch was, Lot's wife probably looked back and was crying. Oh, no! She probably seen her house burning. Oh, no, not my house! Well, like, man, fuck this bitch, man. Turn that motherfucker into a pillar of salt.
Yep.
Got an attachment to this wicked ass shit. Putting off day to day, man. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Yeah. Suddenly, man. And that's what it's looking like. Okay? Suddenly, society is going to take a tilt. Okay? When these tariffs kick in, and they about to kick in, man. Okay? Come on now. They about to kick in, man, when you was paying $10 for an item, you're getting ready to pay $45. Okay? You're getting ready to pay $45, you're getting ready to pay triple the price, man. And people, they're not gonna know how to handle that, man. They're gonna lose it, they're gonna crack. Okay, but that's gonna be the sudden wrath of the Lord, because it's gonna come from out of nowhere at that point. See?
Well, but it's been a long time coming, so what's coming is there ain't no stopping it. But Lord's Witness has been an edifying street preaching. With that, we want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. With that, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Go ahead.